selecting, implementing, and managing security controls. Knowing about controls and technologies isn't enough. You need a systematic process for choosing the right ones and ensuring they are implemented and managed effectively. 1. Control selection. The choice of controls should not be arbitrary. It should be driven by risk assessment results. Prioritize controls that address the highest risks identified in modules 3 and 4. If unauthorized access is your top risk, strong authentication, MFA, and access controls, IAM, are priorities. Compliance requirements. Identify controls explicitly mandated by relevant regulations, NDPA, CBN rules or standards, PCI DSS, ISO 27001 if pursuing certification. Framework guidance. Leverage control catalogs from frameworks like ISO 27002, NIST SP 800-53 or CIS controls. These provide comprehensive lists of best practice controls mapped to security domains. Use them as checklists and guides, adapting them to your context. Cost-benefit analysis. Evaluate the cost of implementing and maintaining a control against the expected risk reduction using quantitative data like an early reduction where possible or qualitative judgment. Is the control cost-effective? Organizational context. Consider your organization's size, industry, technical expertise, budget, existing infrastructure, and culture. A complex, expensive SIEM might be essential for a large bank, but overkill or unaffordable for a small business, which might rely more on simpler logging and administrative controls initially. Consider local availability of support and skills. Defense in depth. Select controls that provide layered protection, assuming no single control is perfect. 2. Implementation, planning. Develop an implementation plan, including resources, timelines, responsibilities, and potential impacts on users or systems. Configuration. Controls must be configured securely and correctly according to vendor best practices and your organization's policies and standards. Default configurations are often insecure. Testing. Thoroughly test controls after implementation to ensure they are working as intended and don't negatively impact business operations. Integration. Ensure new controls integrate properly with existing security tools and infrastructure, e.g. ensuring endpoint logs feed into the same. Documentation. Document the configuration, operation, and maintenance procedures for the control. 3. Management and maintenance. Security controls require ongoing attention to remain effective. Monitoring. Continuously monitor control status and effectiveness. E.g., are firewall rules blocking traffic correctly? Is MFA being enforced? Are alerts being generated and investigated? Patching and updates. Keep control software and hardware, firewalls, IDPs, appliances, endpoint agents patched and updated to protect against newly discovered vulnerabilities in the controls themselves. Configuration management. Use change control processes to manage any modifications to control configurations, ensuring changes are authorized, tested, and documented. Prevent configuration drift. Regular testing and auditing. Periodically test control effectiveness, e.g. penetration testing to challenge firewall rules, audits to verify policy compliance, and review configurations. Review and optimization. Regularly review if the implemented controls are still relevant, effective, and cost efficient, given changes in threats, technology, and business needs. Optimize configurations or consider replacing ineffective controls. Implementing technology is only the first step. The ongoing management and maintenance are crucial for ensuring controls provide sustained risk reduction and compliance support. This ties back to the check and act phases of continuous improvement cycles often embedded in GRC frameworks. In this module, you explored the practical application of GRC principles through security controls and technologies. You learned that controls are specific measures, administrative, technical, physical, implemented to mitigate risk and ensure compliance. We emphasize the importance of defense in depth, using layers of controls across these categories. We delved into key administrative controls like policies and training, physical controls like locks and surveillance, and explored several critical technical controls and enabling technologies, IAM, MFA, firewalls and WFFs, IDPs, encryption, DLP, CM, EDR, and vulnerability management tools. For each technology, you learned its function and how it directly supports GRC objectives by enforcing policies, reducing specific risks, and helping meet compliance mandates like those under NDPA or from the CBN. Finally, you examined the crucial processes for selecting controls based on risk, compliance, frameworks, cost benefit, and context, implementing them securely, and ensuring their ongoing management and maintenance through monitoring, patching, configuration management, and regular testing. You now understand how GRC strategies are translated into tangible defenses. In Module 8, we will focus on how to verify that these controls are actually working as intended through auditing and monitoring.